right, everybody, welcome back. It feels like everywhere we turn these days, there's another distraction.
Absolutely. It's like our phones or computers, everything's designed to grab our attention.
And it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So today we're going to do a deep dive into some proven techniques to help us take back control of our focus.
I like it. Yeah. Regaining that control.
Yep, exactly. We'll be looking at a guide from Spire. It's all about personal growth and productivity, and it dives deep into the science behind focus and attention.
Oh, cool. And
Yeah.
I hear it has some interesting stuff about how our brains actually get addicted to distractions.
That's right. You know how we always feel like we have to check that notification?
Oh, yeah. Totally guilty of that.
Well, apparently there's a chemical reason for that. Our brains release dopamine, that feel-good chemical, every time we get a notification or a like or whatever.
That makes sense. It's like a reward system.
Right. And so we end up constantly chasing that little dopamine hit, which makes focusing on anything for an extended period of time feel like climbing Mount Everest?
Yeah, it's like our brains are wired for distraction.
But here's the good news. Focus is a skill. It's something we can actually train and improve.
Oh, that's a relief.
Yeah.
I was starting to think I was just doomed to be distracted forever.
Nope, not at all. And the guide actually offers a bunch of practical techniques to help us strengthen our focus muscles.
Like what?
Well, they have this thing called the 2-minute rule. It's super simple. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, just do it right away.
Okay, so like answering a quick email, putting away the dishes, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's about eliminating those little mental to-dos that clutter up our brains and prevent us from focusing on the bigger things.
Oh, I see. So it's like decluttering your mind so you can actually
Yeah.
get some real work done.
Exactly. And speaking of real work, the guide also talks about something called deep work, which is based on the idea that our brains naturally work in 90-minute cycles.
90 minutes is a pretty long time.
Yeah, but think of it like an athlete training for a marathon. They don't just run for hours straight. They do intervals of intense effort followed by recovery periods.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like sprints of focus instead of trying to run a mental marathon all day long.
Exactly. The 90-minute deep work technique involves 90 minutes of focused work on a single task followed by a 10 to 15-minute break to recharge.
So we're talking like no distractions, no checking emails, no multitasking, just pure focus for those 90 minutes.
You got it. And this goes hand in hand with the idea that multitasking is actually a myth.
Right. It's like you can't really do two things at once. Well, at least not well.
Exactly. You end up doing both things half-heartedly, and your overall productivity takes a nosedive.
So it's better to focus on one task at a time, give it your full attention, and then move on to the next thing.
Exactly. Now you've probably heard of the Pomodoro technique, right?
Yeah, that's where you work for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break.
Right. Well, it's actually based on this same principle of working with your brain's natural rhythms of focus and rest.
Interesting. So it's not just some random time hack. It's actually rooted in brain science.
Exactly. And another thing that can really impact our focus is our environment.
Oh, yeah, totally. If my desk is a mess, I can't focus on anything.
Right. The guide emphasizes the importance of a distraction-free workspace.
So that means no phones, no notifications, no clutter.
Pretty much it's about minimizing anything that might pull your attention away from the task at hand.
Makes sense.
Oh,
I mean, think about how hard it is to focus when your phone is constantly buzzing with notifications.
exactly. And even just having a cluttered desk can create a sense of mental chaos.
Yeah, it's like your physical space is a reflection of your mental space.
Right. And speaking of things that clutter up our mental space, let's talk about screen time.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
The guide recommends a no-screen rule, especially in the morning and before bed.
That sounds really hard, but I can see why it would be important.
Right. All that stimulation from our screens can lead to mental fatigue, which makes focusing even harder.
Yeah, it's like our brains need a break from all the constant input.
Exactly. So giving your brain some downtime, especially at the beginning and end of the day, can really help improve your focus.
So it's all about being strategic about how we manage our attention and our energy.
Exactly. And it's about finding the techniques that work best for you.
Right, because what works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a question. What's one small change you can make today to reclaim your focus?
Maybe it's trying out the 2-minute rule, or decluttering your workspace, or setting aside some dedicated time for deep work.
Whatever it is, just remember that small changes can lead to big results when it comes to improving your focus.
Absolutely. And remember, focus is a skill. It's something you can develop and improve over time.
So don't get discouraged if you don't see results overnight. Just keep practicing and experimenting until you find what works for you.
And remember to be kind to yourself. It's a journey, not a race.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining me today for this deep dive into the science of focus.
my pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.